Welcome to World on the Move.
Who's cracking, y'all?
Hello.
We are back. So we just posted. We just posted a video on the channel, which is another podcast, man. But we have been going through a journey, y'all. When I tell you we've been going through a journey, this is our second podcast back, bringing back the consistency. There's been a whole thing going on if you haven't seen the last podcast. But it's going down, man. We're back like a bad habit.
Oh, definitely going to link the last podcast into this video. The last podcast we posted is called "This Dealing with Hard Truths." And I do think that this podcast can also be linked together because they actually kind of go together hand in hand. So I am Brain.
It is your boy, Terms of Target.
How are you today?
Pretty good, pretty good. How you feel?
How you feel about the last segment?
It was great.
Yes, we dealt with some hard truths and it was really good. I learned some more things about you.
Like what?
I really didn't know that you understood the dynamic of relationships and how they end. And to hear that the way that you express yourself allowed me to know that you really understand the dynamics of relationships and what is good wisdom versus what is somebody just saying something just to be saying something. That was very jarring because I think that's wise beyond years for you to understand. It took me a long time for me to really understand it. So,
I appreciate that.
We are dealing with the title. Today's title is called "The Power of Transparency." The power of transparency. Transparency is not oversharing. Okay. I'm going to start off with our questions like we normally do.
Let's do it.
Why do you think that transparency is important in relationships?
If you have no transparency, I feel like you have no relationships. I said it before, but if you tell me that you good 100% of the time, if you just not really expressing your emotions to me about your feelings, how am I going to know that you're hurting, or how I'm going to know that you're real? Or if I did something and you don't tell me, how am I going to know that too? So in building a relationship, rather it's friends that you want to keep around you, a brotherhood, mother and son, mother and daughter, anything. Like if you and I can't express any kind of emotions, or you can't see where my head's at, and I'm not being real with you and being transparent with you, we don't really got nothing.
I totally agree. I have to be transparent with my husband. I have to be transparent with my friend right here. I have to be transparent with the friends that I've developed over the years, because I want them to be able to tell me when something is not correct, or I want them to feel comfortable coming to me like, today's not you acting like you're in a depressed state. I want them to get in my face when I am going down a path that is not a value system that's for my family. And the only way that you're able to be transparent with people is they're gonna have to tell you those hard truths.
Yeah.
Gonna have to tell you those hard truths, or you're gonna have to be able to bounce back from things that may hurt your feelings but really help your life.
Yeah, people use oversharing, I feel like, to put up a wall to say, I don't want to let you in. I feel like the truth is, oversharing is for people that you know don't really have any good for you, or have good for you to an extent. Transparency and being 100% real is for your people around you, the ones that you know love you, the ones that you know do anything for you, the ones that you know have your back. So don't put up walls and block people out, because you're going to need somebody.
I agree. You went into our 3 questions that we talk about, so I'm gonna let you elaborate on that even a little bit more. So what's the difference between transparency and oversharing?
Oversharing is when you're around some people that you don't know, or even some people in your family, in your relationship, off in the building, where you just start talking and not really realizing that why are you telling information that's meant for eagles, but you're giving it to the rats? Oof. So you gotta understand, power of the tongue is real. You gotta understand your word is your bond. And every time that you speak, you're putting another thing out there for you. It's like when you speak, I see it as a rope. So when we talking, we're throwing ropes out to each other. Now, why would I throw a long rope out for you when all you need is this length? When all you need is a certain amount, when I don't need to overshare or talk too much, when it's not really needed.
You stunned me on what you just said about why would I tell information to rats? Oof. That right there's like a dagger because it's so true. And I've been in positions where I overshared.
We all have been. Yeah.
I've been in positions where I got too excited about a project and I talked too soon. I was in a particular area where I was so ambitious and I was going after my goals and I just was speaking them as I was going. And they all came back to bite me. I have been hated on by allowing a hater to know where I'm going. Yeah. And so the hater was able to go before me and say certain things. I had ideas that was brought into fruition by other people that may had the money at that time and I didn't, but I spoke the idea and they were able to run off with it. So those instances taught me that hey, pull back a little bit, pull back a lot.
Can I say something? Mm-hmm. We see it all the time on the internet. Basically, we see, somebody had this idea for this cool project and, everybody started talking about it, but they had to shut their project down because they sowed their seeds before they hatched.
Yep. Cast your birds into swine.
Yeah.
So so oversharing is not something that you want to do. Oversharing is actually a bad thing. You want to be transparency is telling your truth in a safe place with people that have shown you that they can be trusted with your feelings. All of my bells are going off because today is Saturday, you guys, so I follow a certain regimen on Saturdays, and yes, all my alarms gonna go off, so that's okay.
Y'all know,
keep it moving.
Y'all know we work, we got all these different schedules, but still being consistent, man.
Yes. So. Go watch the first video when we talked about consistency. We were walking this out with us. But yeah, oversharing is not a good thing at all. Transparency is when you are in safe spaces with individuals who have proven to be safe spaces to you, and you are telling your truths and telling them your testimonies and telling them your struggles.
Please don't be one of those people that we see all the time, or even if we don't see all the time, we've had them before. Since they don't have people around them that built that foundation, they just tell their business up to everybody because hopefully somebody latches on and hopefully, they feel like they may have a foundational relationship. But that's not how you do things. That's the easiest way to get hurt.
Yeah, one day we'll talk about developing healthier relationships, but I know lonesomeness can make you choose quick and fast and want to share so you can have a connection, but that's not the way to go, because the more people know about you and they have the wrong intention, you can set yourself up to be abused and misused. So back on with our topic for today is transparency, and I don't want to get too far off because we can dive off in some spaces.
Oh yeah, of course.
Why is essential to have emotional safety and connection? Why is it essential to have emotional safety and connection?
I'll let you go first.
I use the word safe because I wasn't brought up in a family where you can communicate your true feelings, because you will hear them again. You may hear them through an argument. You may hear them through somebody's gossiping about it, or you may hear it played on your emotional intelligence. So I wasn't brought up in an area where I can share my true feelings, and it was looked at as respectable, and people showed me empathy towards it and tried to help me. So I had to learn how to have a connection where I felt safe. It is very important for people to take those walls down. You have to be able to be a honest person, a caring person, a praying person, because sometimes people can share certain things that are heavy, and you want to share that burden, as we all should, but you have to know how to go to God in prayer, and not burden the person with keep bringing it up over and over again. It is essential for you to have emotional safety and connection. A person should feel very comfortable to come to their friend and share what's heavy on their heart without feeling like you're going to expose them. You know, I look at it like this. I should be able to take all my clothes off in front of you before I put on anything. And you see my stretch marks, or you see things that on my body that is not so appealing, but you say nothing. But you notice everything about me that is. That's the type of emotional safety and connection that I desire.
That's as real as it gets right there.
Do you have anything that you want to add to this particular point?
No, I feel like, especially what you just said, that's the type of relationships we want to have. Because if you have none of that, I really feel like you're going to start putting up walls and start putting on so many masks that you're going to lose your identity of who you truly are. But
that's the truth.
You said as real as it got right there.
This is a great question, and I would love for you to answer this. What is the difference between real and being raw?
The best way I could describe it, and you know we all been in situations like this, where raw is you don't really care about someone's feelings when you're saying what needs to be said. Even if it's true, it's not about what you say, it's about how you say it. If you are, number one, being 100% authentic in your wording, which is letting whoever you're talking to know that, you know, you're being truthful, and they should feel like they're not being attacked. When you're being raw, you're just saying things. Whatever comes to your mind, you're just saying, even if it's true, you're hurting that person. Being real is reeling things back and having these conversations that open doors to other conversations.
Ooh, you answered that beautifully. I have nothing to say. Nothing to say. Totally agree. So we always give you 3 points, you guys. Our 3 points are always developed from the way that we had to do things to transform our lives. So there's 3 simple ways that we want to talk to you about if you want to start practicing transparency within your relationships. One is speak truth kindly. You want to add to that? Speak truth kindly.
It is the reason why you have a relationship and the reason why you don't have a relationship. There's so many relationships that end that it didn't have to end. You just had to sit down, be real, and speak kindly to that person. But you let so many things slide, or even if you didn't, you let one thing slide, and it was so heavy to where when you had a gun in your hand, you emptied the whole clip.
Ooh.
So that's the difference. It's the big relationship starter. It's a relationship being in the middle and relationship being in the end. It depends on how you do it.
Yeah. And I have always heard that. I heard that in school. I heard that on jobs. Oh, it's not what she said, it's how she said it. It's not what she said, it's how she said it. People will really leave you alone based off of how you spoke to them.
Yeah, because everybody want their respect.
Everybody want to be respected. And it's not about a position. It's not about being a mother. It's not about being a father. It's not about being, we've been friends for 13, 14 years. You have even more of a responsibility when you have a position with that person. You have even more of a responsibility to be good to that person than a stranger, because you already know what that person dislike. You know what hurts that person's feelings, and so when you do it deliberately, that's why I feel that relationships that has been together for decades in tragically. Because people do feel that you knew me, you walking this life with me, so you knew that this would have hurt me, and you still chose this route.
It's like relationships built over years. It's like a tree, and the more years pass, it's like a forest. But then you sit there and you say something or do something, and it turns into a forest fire.
Mm-hmm. So speak your truth kindly. Second point. Admit when you don't have all the answers. I'm going to answer that as a parent. Parents, we do not have to know everything. Half of the times when we have our children, we don't even know what we are doing. We are learning together. Each child is different. Each stage is different. We never been through that stage with that particular person. We don't know how to handle certain emotions. We don't even know how to handle our own emotions. Sometimes it's okay for you to say, I don't know. I don't know how we're gonna get through this. I don't know how we're gonna target this. I don't know how we're gonna come back from this. But what I do know is I'm gonna stay hand in hand until we figure this out.
Yeah.
The third point is share your why behind tough decisions. So if you have to make a tough decision, it should be a reason, or it should be some steps, or it should be a journey that you can share how you come to this particular conclusion. When we spoke about the divorce, what it was on the first podcast or the second one?
First or second, I don't know.
All right.
Yeah, it's the second
one. Of them. Go back and watch one of the all of them. Go back and watch all of them if you want to see the whole story. I don't remember if it's the first or the second podcast. But when we set you down to talk to you about that, we were getting a divorce. What we didn't do is tell you why we were getting a divorce. You came back and learned the information, and now your mind had to go through all of these things, try to figure out, well, is it me? Or,
That's the first thing you think about.
Yeah, so the thing about it is that I wasn't being a good steward over you at that particular time, because I didn't tell you the why. It was a tough decision that impacted his life greatly, and it wasn't a why behind it. All he knew is we were getting divorced. And so now the why, he had to make his own story. So when you have to make a tough decision, share your why. You have anything you want to share with share?
Nope. I'm saving what I want to say for the tight motivational quarterly.
All right. So to recap, transparency is very, very important in relationships. And the 3 points that you should follow if you want to practice transparency in your relationships: 1, speak the truth kindly. 2, admit when you don't have all the answers. And 3, share your why behind tough decisions.
True.
We are now moving into our tighten the motivation segment. and you can go right ahead.
You know, I've been having to deal with this in college, but it was funny. God, while we were talking, God put this in my brain, and He wanted me to say it. Everybody, even if you're not in college, it's okay if you got to change your major. And this is what I mean. We get down all these different paths in life. We meet these people. We make these relationships, have these conversations, and you feel stuck and you feel trapped. But with God, if He has a purpose for you, and He always does, if you follow His purpose and it requires you to make a different change, if it requires you to turn the opposite direction or make a left or a right, don't be afraid. It is okay to change your major, as long as it is, number one, God is telling you to do it. Number two, He is giving you the tools to do it. And number three, you know for sure that it's going to be a best decision for you. It's okay to change your major. You don't have to stay in that one specific place or that one specific spot. God gives us free will, so we sometimes veer off track. Sometimes we go and make decisions that we shouldn't make. Sometimes we go and do things that we shouldn't do. But there might be some consequences, but something will always be done for your good, and it's okay if you have to change your major.
Ooh, that's good. Because success is not linear. It's not.
That's real.
Oh, I agree. This is the best segment of the best segment on our podcast. This is the reason why I do this podcast. This is my verbal love letter to my son. I am kicking him off. It's time for you to go.
See new to that
like,
episode.
Comment, subscribe, share. Like, comment, subscribe, share. Like, comment, subscribe, share. I really love that we have transparency, son, in our relationships. In our relationship, we do a great job to make sure that we check on each other's mental health. We have the tough decisions, the tough conversations, because we have literally walked through life, tough areas, and made it out on the other side with God. Transparency is so important. It's also freeing. When God sends you your wife, that's going to be your life partner for the rest of your life. That's going to be your prayer warrior for the rest of your life. The person that you either going to help transition to heaven, or she would help transition you to heaven. Make sure that the inside of your home knows everything about you, knows everything about what's bother you, about what make you tick, what God told you, what you dreamed about. Create a safe place, so safe for your wife and your children. They can come to you about anything. I want to use a superhero story like Batman. When any of the superheroes went into their particular area to transform into who they needed to be, it was always in a secret place. Your home will be your secret place. Transparency is your superpower to the best relationships. Thank you for watching. World on the Move. Like, comment, subscribe, and share.